Yeah, the People Podcast. Yeah, the People Podcast. I'm on it here to make you think and take them black to the basis. No gimmicks needed. Our melanin was designed for this greatness. Power was created, the most high, assigned to the favorites. We win as a nation, it's mutual. Young black man, you enough. Ladies, you beautiful. Don't let them tell you different. Your energy can't be shifted. Created, nor destroyed. That's a scientific fact, so opinions is all forward. This is higher learning, higher conscious awareness of self. This that undisputed, undefeated, and in the belt. This your grandma cooking on Sunday morning. Don't touch the fridge. God is good all the time and all the time. Yeah, you did. This is music for the mind. Lyrics to touch your soul. Melanie for high frequencies.
Yes, sir. We are back with another episode of Black to the Basics, aka the People's Podcast. I am your host and one half, Mr. J. Weeks, aka El Jefe. Here with my co-host.
It's your boy J. Irv, man, checking in on this beautiful evening, man. What's going on, people? How's everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another day, another dollar, another opportunity, another chance to talk
hmm
to the kinfolk. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing, man. Enjoying this week. You know what I'm saying? I get to go another week without any trash talk. I guess a lot of people are quiet, which is good for me. You know what I'm saying?
Are
So,
you talking about your Cowboys
I'm
fans?
just
You know how
happy,
y'all
man. You
do.
know what I'm saying? So it's just another week. I don't have to really hear anybody's mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to this upcoming weekend. I have something planned for my youngest. So her birthday is next month, but Disney on Ice is in town
Mm-hmm.
this week, so she doesn't know it yet. But Friday night we're going to be um, going to the show. So I'm excited for her. She has no idea. So when she's getting one of her little early birthday gifts, so I'm excited for that, man. But
You
outside of
got a
that,
costume?
no, I don't have a costume, sir.
Why
I
are you
think we
not
just
wearing a costume, dog?
because I'm grown. I'm not wearing a costume. I'm paying
It's
tickets.
part of it, man.
No, it's not. I'm paying
Because
money
you're
to see
supposed to
other
wear a
people.
costume when you
She can
go.
wear a costume, but I'm paying money so she can see other people in costumes. Okay, so that's what I'm
You
doing.
mess up the experience, man.
No, she's got a whole evening planned. So we're not going to go into that. We talked about it last week. I don't know what your fascination is. I'm not putting on a
That's not
costume.
a fa- This
No,
is
I'm just
that's a part of it when you
no,
go to Disney on Ice. You go see all
no,
the parents dressed up, dog.
no. That's not what did Steve
You
Harvey
sound
say?
like
I paid 38.50. You scream. Okay, that's it's too many instructions. So she's got the princess package. So she gets to do the meet and greet. She gets to do all that, and I get to watch her laugh and smile. So
and you're gonna be messing up
that's
her
what I'm looking
pictures in
for.
your basic T-shirt and
No,
and
I
some
don't go
some
anywhere.
shoes.
I don't go anywhere basic, sir. So
You
I'm gonna
have a graphic tee on and some
no.
J's.
We're gonna be dressed up like we normally do when we leave the house. So I'm looking forward to it, sir. What about yourself, man? What you got going on? How's your week been? You know what I mean?
Hey, it's great, man. I had an opportunity to get back on the mountains. Got to explore to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and get back on those hiking trails, man. So that was a great little experience. It was eye opening, I would say. It was a quick reminder, like, all right, it's been a little while for you. So
Mhm.
your legs ain't already where you need them to be at. But nah, man, the hike was straight. It wasn't too bad of a drive. I ain't hit no traffic. Got to do the hike. It wasn't too many people on the trail. When I got
What
to the top,
what was the weather like though? Because I know we had bad weather here.
it
Well, I ain't
actually
say
so it was
bad. It
supposed
was
to
rain
rain.
pretty
It
much.
actually did not rain until right when I decided to go down. Well, I was about to. I finished taking. Normally, what I do, I hike up. I go up to the top. Once I get to the top, I might take a few flicks. After that, I normally have some type of lunch or snacks or something. I'll chill, listen to some music, sit up there, check out the views and just kind of kick back. So I did that, and my flickers got delayed because it was a bunch of families messing up my good photo op. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be respectable because we out here to enjoy nature. So hey, no big deal, do your thing. But then when they try to involve me and taking the pictures with them, like, hold on, I ain't signed up for all this now. It's one
Yeah.
thing if you say, hey, I'm gonna get one group picture. Now you trying to separate some people getting out of the group. You doing too much now. So I
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't a fan of that. It just delayed everything. But what really got on my nerves that I was kind of tight for like 2 seconds is right. Like I said, I was getting ready to. I found another little spot at the top that I could go look at a view. Oh, did that? Took a little flicks and everything. I'm like, all right, I'm about to get ready to go down. I look up. I'm like, dang, it looked like it's about to. Before I could finish, say the sky about to turn, it just started dumping. Right, it was raining hard as a mug. Now,
With that
luckily,
rain.
when you out in the, you out in the woods like that, if you have enough tree coverage, you ain't gonna really get wet like that. But when I started to move, of course, it was like, all right, you can stay here at the top and just get, be dry for a second, but you still eventually gonna have to go down, which
Yeah.
is gonna be worse going down. So I'm like, all right, cool. The part that made me tight was I brought my rain jacket. I brought my waterproof North Face jacket, and in my haste to try to hurry up and start the hike, I left it sitting on the front on the seat in the car. But I'm a very prepared and skilled hiker. I always had emergency backup where I got a whole kit and everything. So I had a poncho in there. So threw the poncho on and thugged it out all the way down to the bottom. And after that, it was time for me to find a nice little burger spot. So that was dope, man. I got to go to Tennessee, get a little burger in. Fries was trash, but the burger was on point though.
You know what's crazy though? And I think we talked about it. And a lot of if people out there, when you're watching this, man, if you don't know, there's a gentleman by the name of Mr. His name is Mr. Chime Time. He does a lot of food reviews.
Yes.
I've started watching them, and I've noticed that he looks like my counterpart. So
He does not.
he definitely does. Okay,
we
so
have we have similar features, but we don't look alike
listen,
at
because
all.
you heard of people. He went on his hike, then he went to a
Shout
burger
out,
spot.
shout out to him because I get at least I probably got 14 in the last 6 months where people have sent me a video like, yo, this you. I'm like,
Yeah,
clearly this is not me. We don't
yeah,
sound alike.
I
We just
yes,
it's just a glance. If you catch him at a
negative,
glance, we have similar features. And
negative.
like not even me currently how I look, like me 2 years ago. Look.
It doesn't matter. It is a
Dude got
resemblance,
a
ladies and
fade
gentlemen.
with the where you use the little sponge to curl your joint up. I ain't look like that in 3 years, man.
I'm
Like,
just telling you. And, hey, shout out to him, man. Like
but
because
he great content.
you and him, I've gone to a few spots here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Tried a couple different places. So
No,
I'm
yeah,
looking.
people have encouraged me to do like food reviews, and I'm like, it's so many people doing that. Like, I feel like in that regard, like what I'm gonna add to that aspect of it, but I
You're just
just
going
do it. But
to
I'm
add your
doing it.
spin to it. You
No,
know
no,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying, I mean, hey, if y'all paying for it, I definitely go. Yeah, y'all want to go ahead and chip in, start a little fun. I will definitely take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I just like it because, like I said, a lot of people who want to, go hiking but never have gone or experience certain things. Like if I'm going, I normally post stuff when I'm hiking just for one, for my family to see, hey, I'm good, I'm straight. If some, go down, I know that they're always checking it. And like I said, a lot of people that follow me are interested in hiking and kind of getting to learn a little bit from me. So I love that aspect of it though. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty much my weekend, man. I'm like I said, trying to find something for the next 2 weeks. But yeah, man, as y'all see, the temperature dropping a little bit, man. Actually, when I went to go hiking on Saturday, left at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. It was like in the 60s. I was like, oh, let
Yeah,
me let me break out the hoodie.
I'm
As you see, I
enjoying
got
it.
the hoodie on it. Let me break out the hoodie, cuz.
I'm enjoying it. I get up and go in the morning. Normally I go for my workout. When I can get up, I get up about 4:30. I'm out the door and it's got that nice little breeze. You know what I'm saying? Saturday, even though it rained, me and the little one was able to put on our Nike sweatsuits, hit
Oh
the
yeah,
jump
you had to
part.
drop the,
You
Nike.
know what I'm
You couldn't
saying?
say a sweatsuit. You had to
No, I
throw a
just
Nike sweatsuit
what I'm
in there.
saying? Like,
Was it a tracksuit at that?
no, it wasn't. It was
A Nike Tech. Oh,
it's a Nike sweatsuit that fits. You know what I'm saying?
golly, man.
I'm down a couple sizes, so
This guy.
yeah, man, I'm gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying by this time next year. But we went to the jump part, and like you said, it rained here on Saturday, so it was
Mhm.
kind of off and on. But I'm enjoying it. I'm glad that we're finally out of the 90s because this summer has been. I like the hot weather, but this was extremely disrespectful here in Georgia this year.
Oh yeah,
So
no, it was blazing. It was blazing here.
I'm glad we have a little bit of fall down to the 80s now, and in the morning it's nice and cool when I leave out. So I'm
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
bro.
Great time. Well, hey, let's get it popping, ATL. Let's get these nice, cool temperatures. But hey, man, y'all know we can't start any show without first talking to the people. And for that, I got to have that talk to them 52. So y'all heard me earlier talk about me having to hop back on the mountains and start exploring again, So it's very important that I go out and find my one with nature moments and be able to go out and explore nature. But more importantly, man, I always try to take the weekends to enjoy family, to kick back, relax, and even, holler at my people sometimes and try to link up and do different activities. Well, this particular weekend that just passed, I was hitting up one of my homeboys and we were just trying to set up a link up because it's been a minute since we've really, had the chance to kind of click up or whatever and, do something or whatever. And so we both realized that, hey, we have both moved from the location that we were before, and we both purchased homes. And so we're like, all right, man, where you stay? Okay, I stay on this side of town. I stay on this. And we were talking, and it was like we couldn't come up with a, hey, we gonna meet here because he was like, oh man, you stay way over here, and that's so far. And I'm like, dog, you have a car. Like, what difference does it make? I understand people that where I live at in the metropolitan of Atlanta is not necessarily close where some other locations are as far as in proximity to Atlanta in certain places. So I know certain times it's gonna take me a little bit longer to get there. But I also have a vehicle, so I really don't care. And if you're in Atlanta, you know the traffic is gonna be bad regardless of where you at and where you go. But we got to talking and it turned into a little deep conversation. I was just like, dog, like you have a car. Like, why are you complaining about having to travel to here or there? There are many more people that are out here on the MARTA or buses having to do Uber or Lyft or have their friends or family members drop them off or try to catch a ride. And you here got a whip, got a couple of whips, and you in here complaining about having to drive. Whether it's 5 miles or 50 miles, like you still have an opportunity to get in your vehicle where a lot of other people wouldn't. So stop complaining. And then, like I said, it started off as a joke, and then we kind of really got into some deep show. Like, dang, dog, like it's serious. Like, we have to understand that sometimes the small things matter, and things that we would normally complain about. There's others that were willing to do whatever to be able to have those things or those opportunities. There's people that have certain jobs, and when you get to a certain level financially within your, employment situation, you're thankful for it, but also it comes with a lot of more responsibilities sometimes, and a lot more things that you didn't have to do previously. And what happens is we begged and pleaded and tried to get in front of the right people and prayed about it. And now when we get the opportunity that we've wanted for so long, now we just complain about it the whole time, but now we have it. But this is the things that we wanted. And understand that there are so many other people that would die or willing to do whatever to be in a position that you are. So perspective can be, it can be something real. And there are a lot of more people that want some of the things that you have, not in the sense of like, envy or trying to be jealous of you, but it's just like, man, a lot of people are struggling. And in that struggle, they like, man, if I had a little more help, I had a little more finances, a little more this, if I had, a car, if I had a house, if I had an apartment, if I had whatever, things would be better for me. And here you are with all those things, being a homeowner and having vehicles and all these other things. While there are material things, a lot of people would love to be in a position that you are, and we can't get caught up into complaining or making this whole big deal like that it's a burden to you now that you have the things that you wanted or prayed for in that situation. So my message to him as we kind of got off the phone was like, yo, just be appreciative for the things you have, because some people are not as fortunate. And while that may seem so cliche, it's like it's the reality of a situation. It's the thing that keeps me humble, knowing not even that I'm not in the position that someone else is, but knowing that there were moments in my life where I wanted to have a certain thing. I wanted to have a certain job or career or opportunity or acting gig or, be able to do a certain thing. And there were moments that I couldn't. And I wasn't in a financial standpoint or place where I could do the things that I wanted to do. And now that I'm in that, I have to look back and be grateful that I'm here and that I'm not where I was before. Yeah, I may not be where I want to be ultimately, but I'm not where I used to be. So my message today to y'all, man, is just be thankful for the things you have, good, bad, and different, small, big, large, whatever. There's so many more people that would love the opportunities and some of the things that you have and are not as fortunate. So just be thankful. It's definitely my word for today. That's my talk to him 52, man.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go, yo. Listen, be thankful. I say that all the time, man. It's a lot of stuff that you can't, you wish you want. You know what I'm saying? Things that we aspire to have, but
No, of
people lose
course.
sight of what you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, people I see every day here in Atlanta. I'm driving past people out on the street. You know what I'm saying? No vehicle, no
Yeah,
food,
yeah.
no house, no nothing. So people, like my man said, be appreciative for what you have. Great message
Definitely.
today. 56. You know what I'm saying?
I
Right
appreciate it,
on
man.
time, brother.
Yes, sir. But y'all know what time it is, man. It's time for the Players
Yes,
Lounge.
sir.
Let's get it.
Already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? This weekend has been
Hmm.
full of activity.
Yes,
So,
sir.
where should we start? And you know what? You already know where I'm going to start. If you were like me, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us around the country, there was a particular game on Saturday evening. Came on here on the East Coast about maybe 10ish around that time. Didn't go off to about 1:30, 2 o'clock. You know what I'm
2
saying? It
o'clock. Yeah,
felt
yeah.
like shout out to Colorado once again, pulling out the dub with all of the controversy surrounding the game,
Yeah.
surrounding Coach Prime. There was a lot of fireworks before the game,
Hmm.
during the game. I'm gonna tell you something that I didn't realize that happened at first, bro. I didn't understand. I didn't realize that was another black head coach at
Yeah.
Colorado State.
Yeah.
When
Man,
when I
yeah.
glanced, he looked like what's the professional term that I will
He was
uh
Latino X.
or Anglo-Saxon. That's what it looked like.
No,
That's the
he
clip
definitely don't look like it.
I saw. Okay, I'll just when I glanced at it, right?
You didn't say Hispanic, yes, but you said my man.
No, I'm just
You
maybe it was the
you call my
lighting.
man a
Maybe
Caucasian.
maybe it was the lighting. You know what I'm saying? Like he had that he had that John B. You know what I'm saying? He
Oh
had that
my
kind of
gosh. Yeah,
vibe when I
yeah.
saw the clip, right? So then when I'm watching the game, like, man, why did like all the controversy? Why they keep showing this black man like every 5 minutes? They showing him like shout out to him. I
Oh,
said he
right,
must
right.
be an offensive coordinator. No, he the head coach.
He the head
So that's
coach.
what even threw me off even more. Like, come on, bro. Like, so it created some fireworks, man. So before we move forward on that, what's your thoughts on the game? Did you watch the
Oh,
entire
it
game?
it was it
How
was
was it?
it was a wonderful game for me because the wife and I had joked, we built a fire pit, or I should say I built a fire pit. And that's been kind of our weekend thing. Like, hey, it's weekend. We might throw some s'mores on there for the kids, but that's been kind of our thing. Like every other weekend, we just kind of kick back, sit back at the fire pit. And so me and the wife joked, like, she was like, yeah, we need to get a projector back here. Like, just jokingly, like, yeah, that'd be cool. And so we just talked about it one day. And then me, I'm always a person that looking for a deal or discount. And I happened
Okay.
to be searching on my Amazon. I forgot over the summer I had bought something for the kids and end up returning it because it took too long to get it. It was delayed and I needed it for like a birthday party. So I had a nice little credit sitting on my Amazon account. I was like, let me see what's out here. Saw that I got a great deal, nice little projector, and I already had the backdrop here, So I was like, let me see this. So I told the wife, and she's like, oh, that'd be cool. Like, we could watch the game on Saturday, man. We set it up and watched the game outside. And like you said, it was supposed to come on at 10, but the other game, was it the Florida game?
Yeah,
It was the
so
Florida game.
I was watching the
Didn't
Florida
Yeah,
game
it didn't really stop until like 10:20.
and
So
then
it
the other
really didn't
game.
come on till like 10:30 and
Yeah.
then go up to like 2 o'clock.
Like I
So
said, I was up for the
yeah,
whole
two,
entire
yeah.
so you
I'm
know
like,
me,
I'm like, yo, it's 1:35. No,
for,
we still
for those that don't know, I am a Florida Gator fan. So I was, of course, watching my Gators against Tennessee, and then it
boy
just so happened to run right
right
into
into it. Yeah, it
the
went.
other game. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have no break. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
front of the TV locked
It
in.
was crazy. No, the game was great, man. I thought it was great to see, Colorado have to, battle to get back in it. They're in
Yeah.
the fourth quarter and still down 11 points, and to be able to come back and win because the people already started writing their stories once they kind of saw how it was. Like they were like, "Oh, this is over," and they could have folded a lot of times, especially in the fourth quarter. It just wasn't looking too good.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter got hurt, penalties that couldn't get nothing moving really with the offense. Running game was down, so for them to pull through on that one, and man, Shador got ice in his veins, man.
Hey
He
man,
so composed.
it goes to show you what we talked about before, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dion putting his children in the right scenarios as far as getting the right,
Yeah.
teachings, trainings, and stuff like that. And it shows the kid is ready. Speaking of
Yeah,
Travis
and we
Hunter,
got to see Shiloh get a pick
got
six,
a pick six.
cause a forced fumble for it. Like we really, I mean, it was great to see. Like I said, it was great to see them get the W, like you said, but for them to have to battle because everyone kept saying every game, oh, they the first is like they not gonna win. Now when they start winning, it's like they supposed to win that game.
Yeah.
So the narrative always changes. So I saw, like you said, people getting ready with the tweets up. And they gotta face Oregon next. They gotta face
Yeah.
USC. They ain't ready for
I
that.
listen, I ain't
So to
worried
see
about.
them pull through and just like, yo, we have to win this. Particularly with everything going on with the head coach and what he said, I take my hat and glasses off and whoop de woo.
Yeah, it was just.
Then your man scored the touchdown on Colorado State, hit the Dion in
Mhm.
the end zone. So
And
now I'm
mixed it.
like, okay, it's personal. Like you cannot lose this game at this point.
Yeah,
Um,
like I said, it was
yeah.
it was it was good, man, to
It
see
was a good
everybody
good rivalry game. It was a good It's
everybody
what you
out in the
wanted to see.
stands.
It's what
Yeah,
you wanted to
absolutely.
see where like you were afraid to go to sleep because like I have to watch how this play out. So
Yeah,
I
man.
think that's a great moment for not only Colorado, and that area, but just college football altogether and just sports, period.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a great moment where people will I mean, we on the East Coast stand up to 2 o'clock in the morning. When's the last time you've been up to 2 o'clock in the morning watching a college game,
Yeah,
bro?
it's been a while. Normally, if I'm up that late, I'm
Even when
either.
you go out to see the game, like if you go to Twin Peaks or somewhere downtown, you ain't out to 2 o'clock, dog.
Nah, I'm up. If I'm up that late, I'm just one of two things. I'm either binge watching the television
Or
show
game.
or I'm on the game. I'm playing 2K or Call of Duty. That's the only time I be up that late, man. But Stars was out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Kawhi Leonard showed up. He don't even show up for his own games, and he was on the
Yeah, they
sideline.
roasted him for that, boy.
Master P was out there. Key Glock. Everybody was,
Yeah, yeah.
offset. Yeah, everybody was out there, man. Then prayers up for Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With his situation and for the young athlete on the other end receiving the death threats and stuff like that. I really think that's just really.
Allegedly.
I
We
mean, I
no.
listen. Where they located at, it don't surprise me,
No,
man.
of course.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
Boulder.
prayers up to him, and then just shifting to something a little bit more serious, but it is still sports related. And I don't know if you saw, there was a fan at the Miami Dolphins and New England's game on Sunday night football,
Mm-hmm.
and tragically lost his life.
At the game?
At the game. And here's the thing: so he was a season ticket holder, Patriots fan, in front of his son, 53-year-old man. Him and another fan, I guess a Dolphins fan, had an exchange. They got to fighting. He had a medical complication, and they pretty much, I don't know if they stopped the game because this was going on during the game, and
No.
they had to clear people from out the area. They did CPR and tried to resuscitate this man for 10, 15 minutes. He
Wow.
tragically lost his life.
Mm.
In front of his young son. So, and I know this is sports related, but here's what I say to people, right? And the reason why this is so shocking: one, no, we don't play for these teams. Okay, it's
Mm-mm.
okay to root for your team. I mean, as you can see, I got my Dak shirt on, got the
Yeah, yeah.
Cowboys on. You know what I'm saying? But I am not willing to lose my life or risk my life for something that I am not a part of professionally. I'm
Right,
just
right.
cheering for these teams. And the message I want to send to people with this Players Lounge today is like, it's okay to be a fan, just like with the Colorado, it's okay to be a fan, but we taking things lines out of disrespect,
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
people out their names, fighting for what? Like,
A
people just,
game.
what are we doing? People,
A
like, you know what I'm
game.
saying? A game. Someone tragically lost their life because of what? Your team was winning or losing. At the end of the day, it's not important. It doesn't matter. So I just want to say, for those that are listening, it's okay to root for your teams, but be respectful. And do it with some class, because it's just ridiculous.
That's
Yeah,
yeah. I
ridiculous. So
didn't I didn't know things was going
prayers
like
up
that.
to the gentleman, his family, and then to lose his life in front of his son is just it's just tragic, senseless. And then I don't know if you saw Dame Dollar. Shout out to Damian Lillard, man. He was on the podcast recently,
Mm-hmm.
and they talked about the bubble experience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody keeps saying that wasn't real
Right.
basketball. That wasn't real. That wasn't a real championship. But I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate Dame because he always keeps it real. He broke it
Mm-hmm.
down to let people know that's probably the hardest time that they've had to play. He explained how normally you get on the plane, you're on the road, but he's like, we had to resort. So everybody's fresh. You get off you finish playing the game, you can go rest. You can go do so everybody's on their peak game. He's like, he felt the best he's ever felt in his whole career. He felt stronger. He felt faster because they didn't have to travel and go
Right.
nowhere.
It's
Go to
right
the
there.
game, come back, you relax. He said they had the ice tubs, everything ready for him. They get up and go to practice, go hoop. He said, man, that was the hardest basketball competition because everybody was fresh. And
But
if you
that's the
look
one they say that it don't count
it don't
because
count because they didn't play in front of any fans. But at the end of the day,
that
could
makes
you
it even
imagine,
harder, right?
could you imagine playing against a prime Kawhi or like a Steph in like a fresh Steph or fresh LeBron every single nah
No.
dog. So yeah, man. Shout
And
out to
then seeing them athlete to drop 30 on your head
come on, man. And like, come on, dog. Like
in the cafeteria.
yeah, y'all in same resort. Yeah, man, good game. Yeah, I just dropped 50 on y'all. I'm gonna do it again the next night. You know what I'm saying? So
As you picking up your your English muffin.
right. You know what I'm saying? We downstairs in the lobby. I'm getting my breakfast on the phone and I gotta look at Sports Center. You dropping 50, man. So shout out to Dame Dollar for that, man. And that is the Players Lounge for today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to sports, man.
yes,
I
sir.
definitely felt and it's bringing a lot of people together right now. A lot of things is changing within the college world with the NILs.
Yeah,
People are starting to pay much more attention to the WNBA. I just feel like sports is doing what it's supposed to do, and even more because it's not just entertainment now. Now we're seeing people get paid, we got opportunities to go out. So yeah, man, shout out to sports in the USA. We out here
yeah.
making things
Man, listen, get that money.
happen. Get the paper.
Get that bag.
Hey man, so today, man, I always try to, drop some gems and knowledge, but every now and again, man, we try to have a little fun while we doing that. So I'm gonna take you back, Irv. I know, you may be a little bit closer to this situation, seeing
Okay.
as though where you kind of grew up. You
Okay.
grew up
Well,
in a certain part of VA
I
where they
did.
had, living legends walking, around that you could see potentially,
Mhm.
right? You grew up in an era where there was a figure now that whenever we hear these two letters together, AI, you already
I,
know the
I
answer, right?
witnessed it first. Listen, I don't know where you're going, but I
No,
witnessed
no,
it
no.
firsthand.
I just what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
So
I witnessed
okay, so
firsthand.
everybody knows AI, particularly people like yourself and myself, grew up in the VA area. We know what that guy meant to us and still means to us to this day.
Hmm.
But my man, he coined a hairstyle that we all aspire to have. We all
Hmm.
wanted this, right? We call it the AI braids.
I had them.
And in order to get it, right, your hair had to be at a certain length to get
It
that.
did.
And if it wasn't, the struggle was real for you because
If it didn't,
it
you look like a velociraptor.
yeah, you
You
was
know?
gonna look crazy. You was gonna get fried. So today we're gonna talk about the struggle is real.
Okay.
So before
Listen.
we even really get into it, how we normally do, I'm on my Webster today. So
Okay.
Webster defines a struggle as to experience difficulty and make a very great effort in order to do something. So my question to you is, how do you overcome struggles, Earth?
Depends on the struggle, but I'm gonna be honest with you. What I have
Let's
learned
get
in
into
my older age is prayer. Like,
it.
you know what I'm saying? I not even being funny. Like
Mm-hmm.
beforehand, I just try to figure stuff out. Like
Try to do it your own will. I can make
I'm
it
gonna do
happen.
it. As I'm older now, and I'm a lot wiser. You know what I'm saying than what I
Okay.
was about 5 6 years ago. Anything I'm struggling with, going through it, is prayer first.
Yeah.
I try to pray about it. You know what I'm saying, and then depending on the situation, giving it time.
Mm.
Not making that first reaction. You know what I'm saying? That first reaction is normally not the best reaction unless you're like defending yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, well, it could be an argument, disagreement. I think that's the same thing. But just any situation, I try to pray on it first,
Mm-hmm.
then come back to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I've been handling struggle. And ultimately, You got to do the work. You can't just sit and pray, sit in the room, just pray, pray, pray,
It's
and
gonna
and think
happen.
it's gonna happen. And I don't want to misquote the book, but I think it's, you got to get up and do the work. You know what I'm saying? I hear you.
Your faith
I,
without works is dead.
that's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, Deacon Weeks, for that. So yes, so ladies and gentlemen, that's how I handle struggle. I pray on it first, and listen for a voice and listen to my mind, and then I move forward. What about
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
sir? That takes
Hey
growth,
man,
though.
I definitely try to tap in to see what it, what is it? Is it actual a struggle for me, or is it something that I'm turning to something? Because sometimes it can be simple as like, you had an idea to get a certain job, and you may get a job that pays a little bit less, and you got a little more bills or some more responsibility come. And it's like, all right, I'm struggling to kind of get things how I want it to be. One is trying to identify what it is. Is it really a struggle, or what's the situation? And then me is trying to come up with a strategy, like how can I fix this? Because I don't want to be a person that's just going to sit there and just complain, like, man, woe is me. Let me have my pity party, and oh man, things is bad. But just really seeing what it is first, identifying that, and then identifying if there is a way. Okay, what can I do to help fix this situation? If my
Yeah,
situation is financially, I'm strapped right now. I'm hurt. Okay, what can I do to get me to over or get where I need to be? Do I need to get another job? Do my little something on the side or whatever. I think the biggest thing is trying to identify what it is. Because, like you said, the first sometimes the reaction is we go into panic mode. Like,
yeah,
man, it's God. What's the saying? If it ain't one thing, it's another.
yeah. That's a dangerous place to be in. You know what I'm saying?
And once you're in that, you already know, like you everything is gonna be against you at this point.
Yeah.
You at the light, like, oh, Mr. Light, late for work now. If it ain't, boy, I tell you, if it ain't one thing, that everything in your life.
Well, and that just goes back to your thoughts, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? What I've been trying to do is, like, if you surround yourself, you like you said, something bad can happen, right? And then it's like, okay, cool, something else bad happened. Us as human beings, we easily think that, okay, well, why me?
Yeah, yeah,
Why is this happening to me? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Why?
yeah,
Why?
yeah.
What I do, God? Whoever whatever you believe in, it's
God, like
always
I ain't even. I'm
what
chilling.
I
What are you
do. You
talking?
know what I'm saying? Why are you punishing
This
me?
ain't even
So
me.
it's like the domino effect. If you're
Right.
negative when it first happens, it's gonna keep rolling.
Yeah,
Now you're
because
gonna think
everything now you gonna put it together as if
you're gonna
it's
look for
all
it.
one thing. Like, oh, I was late for work today. My phone was on the charge all night, but it didn't charge because I knocked my charger out. So
Yeah,
now there's that. I went to start my car and I ain't have enough gas. When you could have just got gas the night before instead of saying you go wait the day of. So
yeah, that's
just
that's
so it's
correct.
just identifying where the problem lies first, and then okay, now what can I do to fix this or alleviate? And sometimes it's not as matter of just immediately. Sometimes it's a plan over a few months or whatever. But you got to identify that first before you even get into it.
Yeah,
So with that being said, what have been some of your bigger struggles that you have had in your life?
man.
He said, "Where you
Okay.
want to start? How
Yeah,
many times you got?"
yeah. I mean, on a lighter note, you know what I'm saying, I was on the shorter side growing up. I mean, I'm not very tall now. I'm 5'8".
You got you grew.
Yeah, I mean, I was shorter than what I am now. You
You
know
were
what I'm saying?
shorter than what you are now.
Yeah, but I was short all the way up until like my freshman year, high school. Like I think I got up to the 5 feet area. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know this. You know what I'm saying? What helped me out then is I gained a lot of respect because one, I could hoop really well, and I had hops. So as short as I was, I could dunk a basketball. You know what I'm saying? I've got footage. I got
Made it
people.
better because you were shorter. It's
Yeah,
like Nate Robinson dunking versus Dwight. It ain't the same.
kinda. It wasn't the same. So I kind of used that to overcome the struggle of being short. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But more recently, just the struggle of trying to deal with so much loss and pain that I've endured over the last couple years. You know what I'm saying? So that's a process in itself because a lot of people don't really open up. You don't really talk about things when you're hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like us as men, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure women do this as well too, but
Mhm.
we bury emotions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, if I explain or if I express, hey, I'm hurt. I need an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Men are sometimes viewed as weak. You know what I'm saying? So we
Mm.
internalize. Well, I know I
Mhm.
used to internalize a lot of things. So I'm at a point in my life now. I'm gonna just get it out. You know what I'm saying? If you understand, you understand. If not, cool. I appreciate you listening. You know what I'm
But what
saying?
was the
Just
turning point for you? What what got you from like, yeah, I ain't about to show and do all these things until you that light bulb say, all right, I'm
Oh,
gonna be different. Like
I just
you
stopped
just
caring. I stopped caring about what, like, just I'm be honest. I just stopped. I really stopped caring about what how people would view me if I expressed anger or if I expressed
okay.
sadness. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you allowed
So
yourself to be free to
yeah,
be whoever and whatever you need to be
just like what's
fast.
the saying go when people want to use this as an excuse when they want to pass gas, it's better in and I mean better out than in. So
Right.
I apply that same strategic to like how I'm feeling, and so yeah, that's pretty much been my biggest struggle, still dealing with that because it affects so many different aspects of my life. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a husband, being a father,
hmm
being a brother, being a coworker, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because everything centers back to is herb straight, and if I'm not straight, then everything else is not straight. So I had to get to a point where, it's still a struggle now, but I've gotten better.
Trying to
You
make
know what
sure.
I'm saying? I've gotten better. So, but that's
I think a
yeah,
lot of us men, that are fathers and husbands and even sometimes brothers and siblings where we try to make sure that everyone else is good first. And doing that, it can be, something that we're used to and trained to do, but it also can be detrimental in a lot of cases because we don't care about whatever we got going on. Like, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? You could have a whole disease that you dying from, but as long as everyone else is straight, you like, oh, I'm good. Like, no, dog, like your limbs are falling off right now. What you
yeah.
talking about? Nah,
I
I'm
just think that's
good.
just how we have been, not saying programmed, right? So there are a lot of good men out there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if one of the characteristics of being a good man or being a good father or husband is just, knowing that, hey, when things got to get done, it's on us to make sure that it gets done ultimately. Now, having help, not saying I don't have help. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a tremendous support system, but naturally it's like, okay, I got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Like for me, I feel good when if there's an issue, I'm able to figure it out or fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, if you have a good heart, good soul, you care about those kind of things. If you care
mhm.
about yourself, you don't really worry about what else somebody else dealing with. You ain't worried about nobody else struggle. It ain't
Team
mine.
of me, baby,
Yeah,
myself.
it ain't my
Me,
struggle.
just
So
me.
I'm gonna do me. So I just think that, having that self awareness to care about other people helps, overcome a lot of struggles too. So
No, of course. And I just want to, I jotted down a list of some of the struggles that I don't feel like people are remembering. And so I just want to bring it to your attention. And some of
okay,
these, may spark something in you that you may say, hey, I understand that struggle. So
okay,
let me take you back. There was a time before we had technology now where we can go to a TV and press guide and we can see what's coming on. We can see
oh
what
yeah,
time is coming on.
I
We
know
can
a
see what's
struggle you
coming
about to
on
talk
the
about.
next day. Then there was a time before that where you had to watch a channel called the Channel Guide TV.
And it jump with
And it just
scroll.
scrolled down like ending credits and it just rotate around. And you may be trying to find out what show was going to come on. And
And
as
what
you
time?
waiting, you go to grab something from the kitchen and you come back and you realize that it has passed. And now you got to wait all the way through until it go all the way back again.
Yeah.
Struggle's real for that.
I'm gonna take you back further than that. It
Yeah.
was a time where we had the TV guide. You had to buy it from the grocery store,
Yes. And
and
see
it
what
had
was
your
coming on
channel
during the
lie
week.
up and shows for the entire month. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that just
or
shows a little bit of
or
our age. So
Or yes, sir. Let's keep it going with that. Or you were the remote. You had to go up and change the channel on that TV and turn
yeah,
that knob on there. And if you had the one like most people had where it didn't have a knob, you had those pliers on that joint.
and
You had to
turn that
turn
jump.
that joint.
Yeah, yeah.
It was definitely a time where you had that. And even now, we don't have it as much here in Atlanta because we don't really have snow or anything. But for the places that snows, now you get a text, you get an email saying, "Hey, no school tomorrow
Nope.
or the
I know
next
where you're
day."
going with this. Yep.
Now, it's so easy. But before, imagine this struggle of waking up at like 5:30, looking at the news and just waiting to see
To
the
see your
ticker at the
school
bottom
closing.
for your
Yep.
school saying that, hey, no school is in. And
Yep.
the same thing, if you walked away or missed it, you be waiting for a whole hour
It
trying
depends on
to trying to
where
wait.
you lived at and how many different schools or counties in your area. That sucked because we still had to wake up and get ready like we was going to school,
Yes.
and then you'll
Because
either
it still
see,
may be a chance you don't see your school. And then you sitting out there at the bus stop, wait.
yep. So it either say you were out of school or it would say you on a
The delay, the 2 hour delay was,
two
I hated
hour,
it. I
yeah,
hated the
because
2 hour
I
delay.
did, I
Cause I'm
hated
like,
it.
just cancel it, dog. Like,
I hated
you
it.
like because like I said, normally you start at 8 and you gotta start at 10. It just threw everything off.
It did. And
Because then
then the
trying to
bus,
modify lunges and different, it was just
just catching the bus, because now it's like, okay, cool. The bus supposed to be here at 7:30. So do I go outside at 9:30, whatever
right.
situation is, or is the
And
bus
then
even
most
coming?
people, even I know my son and my daughter both are very fortunate enough that they catch the bus where the bus pretty much comes right in front of their house. Like, can go outside and he can hear the bus and say, "Oh, there's my bus," and go outside.
That's
Now we
awesome.
had to be outside and be out there early because
And
you don't
walk.
know when that bus coming.
Yep.
It might be 6:45. It might be 6:15. Might be
So
6:28. You don't know.
here's another thing too, though. So this is another struggle people don't realize. Like if you lived in a neighborhood like I did, where you had an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school all in
Hmm.
the same area. So
Hmm.
you didn't know what bus was outside, because you know
Right.
what I'm saying. We all kind of went to school like normally around the same time. So
You saw that bus driver.
you can hear a bus go past. You don't know if it's your bus, the middle school, or the elementary school bus. So yeah, you really had to be outside. If not, you was gonna get left behind. And back then, people, if you got left behind, you couldn't go in the house and say, "Hey,
No,
mom, I
sir.
missed the bus," or
No,
"Dad, I
sir.
missed the bus." We had to walk
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
school. Now, I
Think of
ain't
that,
talking
Johnny.
about 16, 17 miles in the snow, but you know what I'm saying. We had to walk a pretty good distance. I want to say from my house to my high school had to be about maybe 3.5, maybe 4 miles. You know what I'm saying?
Dang,
And
boy,
this
it
is
was a
walking
struggle.
on.
That was a struggle for real for you.
Yeah, but because there was no sidewalk. Like it was a sidewalk, but we had to walk across a busy street. And for those, shout out to my people in VA. If you know where Lake Taylor High School is located, you had to go over a bridge, over a lake,
And do all of
and
that.
the school set in the back. Like I'm talking about in the very, very back. So not only when you got to school, you had to walk another mile down from the main road to the back of the school just to get to. So yeah, it was.
It was
Yeah,
different.
it was different. I mean, but it didn't seem that far because that's back then when we actually went outside to play for a living. So we was always in shape.
Yeah, but then also there. Let's keep it going with my list. So there's also a time where right now, if you want to listen to your favorite album, you pick up your phone, go to Apple Music or Spotify or what's the other one? Jay-Z's joint.
Title.
Title. You
Yep.
go any of those things now, and you can plug up to your car and you can go about your business. But there was a time where you had what we call a music Bible. It was this big thick case, and it had little slots in there. You put your
Put your
CDs in
CD
there,
in
and
that
before
joint.
you ride out, you gotta find you some nice ride music.
Hmm.
Be able to flip through, and you flip through that. You might, depending on how nice your collection was, you might have about 50 to 65 CDs in it.
Yeah, I had about three of them joints in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like three of the books. Just depend on, you know what I'm saying,
Serious.
where you was going, what you want to listen to.
Right.
And then before that, I don't know if you remember where we had to have the little
Adapter.
the little tape cassette.
Yes.
Yeah, in
I
order to
still have
listen.
that in my car right now. What you talking about? I still
I,
got an old car. My joint
hey,
got the CD slash joint. I don't have no MP3 joint going in
no,
mine.
I'm just
I'm cheap with
and then
it.
we had people that had the CD changer, but that joint was in the trunk. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
and then
saying?
you
So you had
gotta
to put,
wait. Yeah, but you gotta know what 6 CDs you gonna put on there because you
yeah,
can put some trash joint in there. So
yeah,
that was another struggle.
yes,
What else
sir.
we got? Oh, yep. I got this one too. So now on my son does this like every day. His big thing is he eat about 5 bowls of cereal. That's just his thing, right? I don't know why, but he gonna eat that like in between his meals. He gonna eat a bowl of cereal. That's just his thing. Try to
Okay.
stop him, whatever. That's just what he gonna do, right? That's King's thing. But when he's eating his cereal, the dining room table is positioned where he can see the TV in the living room. He can
Hmm.
watch his favorite show, watch YouTube, watch Disney Plus, any of these things here.
We had the back of the
We
cereal.
had to sit there and eat a whole bowl of cereal and just read the content on the back of a box.
Yep.
If you were lucky, if you had a good cereal, you might catch a game on there or a crossword puzzle,
Yep.
or you might be lucky enough to have a prize in the cereal. But if you got a bag cereal or something like that, or a cheap cereal, it ain't really
It's
have
nothing.
nothing on it. You
No, it
just had
was
just the
nothing.
ingredients on that drink.
That's it. So, and I was a weird kid, man. So so I enjoy, I enjoy the cereal called Kicks. Okay,
Oh
if you
my
know anything
gosh,
about
yeah.
Kicks,
Kicks ain't got nothing. It's just PJ Bland. It's
it's
just
it's
bland.
just the box. So I would
Who were
read
you
the.
on, dog? You
Man, listen, I love
not
for
Kicks
some.
Berry, just straight Kicks, the
I
regular drink?
love the regular
You
Kicks,
ill,
the
dog.
berry kicks. But my favorite is the regular kick. I don't know why Kicks. and honeycomb. Was it honeycomb? Was it? I can't remember. Yeah,
Honeycomb was a good one too. That was
yeah,
a good one.
kicks and honeycomb, and then yeah. So and then if you had the frosted flakes, normally Tony has some on the back of the
Yeah,
box.
he always
Um,
he was with it. Him
Golden
and
Graham,
the
cinnamon
sugar
toast
bear drink. They definitely
Schmack. Was
and
that Schmacks with the
yes,
frog on it?
yeah.
Yeah,
He always had something going on. Sugar bear. No, sugar bear was on the golden crisp. Yes.
golden.
Smacks is the same cereal pretty much.
Yeah,
One was
yeah.
in the
But
gold box, one was in
one's a bear, one's a frog, right?
the same,
That's what.
same exact thing.
All
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, those boxes, and I'm thinking about that now because now my son eats slow, so it might take him about 15 minutes to eat a bowl of cereal. I'm like, dog, you would be hurt if you had the struggle was real for us.
No,
Like
listen.
it was just normal that we sitting there reading that box, like we really enjoyed it. We was really reading back of a
Like that
cereal
was our
box,
listen, that was our newspaper back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you had people that was sitting there,
sitting
you
there
know,
reading that box.
was sitting reading that box. Look, I could tell you almost to this
You
day,
weren't even talking at the table. You just reading.
reading the box, eating cereal. I could probably tell you everything that's in Kicks right now. if I s- if I sit down and think about it, I could probably tell you everything that's in that cereal right now. 'Cause I
Yes,
don't know how many
and
times I
then the thing is now our kids are so fortunate, dog, that they don't know the struggle of. I know you definitely know this because you had siblings. I don't know if your mom did this, but my mom certainly did this. If we had more than one box of cereal, you could not open
until
more
you
than
got
one box. You had to eat one box at a time.
yep.
So if my sister wanted Lucky Charms and I wanted Frosted Flakes, or the other one wanted Fruity Pebbles, we had to decide on which one we were going to open first.
Yeah, it was 6 of us, bro. So you can only imagine. But
Dog.
here's the thing: the blessing of that is one cereal box didn't last that long. So
No,
it didn't
it was
take us
going,
long to get to the next
it
box. You
was
know what I'm
going
saying?
through.
Yeah, we're going through them joints. So like, yeah, we had, and then not only that, man, we had the snack drawer. So
Oh yeah,
my
in
mom
there.
used to have like snack drawer, and it would put like pretty much everything in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? So once you ran through it, she's like, "These y'all snacks for the month." Now, mind you, it's 6 of us,
Oh
dog.
yeah,
So
it was three of
once
us,
they're
and I
gone,
wouldn't even imagine.
once it's gone, it's like, all right,
It's
cool.
a
So
wrap.
now what? And then
Yeah,
my brother they used to always leave the nasty snacks at the bottom of the joint. You know what I mean? So yeah,
fudge rounds,
yeah, like or just I can't remember, just
nut
nasty,
bar,
just something that just won't
Star
even
Crunch,
right, stuff that ain't even good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that
zebra
struggle
cakes.
was real, bro.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely was one. But here's another struggle for those listening. There was a time when you wanted to go skating, or maybe you want to go to the mall, or you went somewhere you wanted to go out. You didn't have no means of transportation, so you would have to rely on what they call a ride. Someone will drop you off. There
Mhm.
was no cell phone to call them and say, "Hey, I'm ready." You might have told them before, "Hey, this is the time you need to pick me up," and you had no clue if they were going to actually come, and you
Yeah,
didn't know if they're going to come early, if they're going to come late. You just be out there. I remember
just
many nights waiting outside the skating rink, waiting for that parent to come pick us up. You don't know what time they're gonna come,
you
and
just got to
don't
be
let them
outside.
have a beat up bucket car. Like you, like yo, pull to the side, and what they gonna do? Pull
Or
up right
don't
to
have
the
them
front.
don't have them have to get out the car.
Oh,
You
it's a
come
wrap.
find you. Yeah,
Oh, it's a wrap.
it's
They're
a
gonna
problem.
embarrass you because they're gonna
Yeah,
probably have a house coat on or something that's gonna let you know they just got out of bed.
yeah.
It was a problem. You that ride, and not even that, even as an adult, before you had a car, dog, and you had to wait on somebody or trying to get off work and you waiting on that ride, and you trying to find, hey, dog, what time you get off? And you get off earlier than that person, but you trying to stay around so
You
you
got
can
to
get
wait around for a ride, dog. Or like we didn't have Uber or Lyft, anything like that.
the
You had to catch the bus, or you had to, get on your 1-2
Yeah,
and march,
yeah,
and
you had
then
to
you're
do that,
home.
or like you said, find that person that you try to align your schedule with, and
Yep.
be like, "Hey, dog, what time you work tomorrow? Shoot, I
And
work at
look,
9."
and back then, $5 on the tank got you a long way.
Oh, you was
I
good.
wish you would offer me $5 on my tank right now.
Yeah,
It's
your
probably
needle ain't even gonna move with $5
no.
now, dog.
It's the needle not gonna move, and we probably gonna fight because that's very insulting. So you know what I mean. So don't offer
All
people
right,
$5 on the tank.
here's another struggle. Talking about work. Remember being a kid, and you said, "Man, when I start working and when I start getting my own money, boy, I'm gonna be doing X, Y, Z."
Dumbest thing
And
I've ever
you
said.
get that first paycheck, and you start to realize the taxes that's taken out of your check.
Dumbest thing I've ever said in my life.
Oh my God!
I
You
can't
you
wait to
you
be an
didn't
adult.
count your hours of how many hours you worked. In those 2 weeks, you like, I'm not sure I'm gonna have about 350. Okay, yeah. Like you done planned on what outfit you gonna buy, what sneakers you gonna buy. You done got all that planned.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
Friday come, you go get that check and you look at
check
it,
me
you like,
$60.
Fica, what? I ain't asked for this insurance. What Fica? What is this? What is
Yeah.
this? Government taxes, state taxes. What is all of this?
You got a rude,
Nah.
you got a rude awakening. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you put all these hours in and you get that check, and that check be,
You think your joke gonna be 300? That joke is $68.
well, you got enough of football on Friday night, going to the mall and movies, and get you something from the food court, and after that, you was broke.
And mind you, you done already spent your money because you already know what you're gonna buy.
That's it. You already had it planned out. So okay, cool. So I know Friday night
You
football,
didn't bump 2 rides, so you know you owe him like $15, $20.
15, 20 already off the top. So then that leaves you another 35.
The other joint, you trying to take somebody to lunch, like you didn't plan your whole check out.
Yeah, that's
And
rude
then when you
awakening.
get that joint and realize it is not what you thought it was going. You
Nope.
thought you was gonna get a tax-free check, not even understanding that they gonna get theirs.
They're gonna get their paper. That's one thing about it. So that definitely was a struggle, sir.
Yeah, you would be hurt. And this one really got me too, to even go further than when you got your job. When you got your own spot, you were excited, and the initial excitement of like, man, I got my own spot. I can do what I want to do and this and that. And then you realize, like, I gotta pay this every month. I gotta pay a light bill. I gotta pay electrical, water bill. I gotta pay like all these
Cable
utilities.
bill.
Like, then that's before you even got any furniture in your joint. Now you in there with a air mattress and a sleeping bag.
Listen, I'm in my first apartment,
Hurt.
bro. I had a futon from Walmart, the black joint with the little metal rails where it was a
Yeah,
couch.
they still sell them joints. $99.
Yeah, and it was very comfortable. I had that joint in my living room. That was my couch. You know what I'm saying?
You was in there.
Then I had a small little table, like a card table my mom gave me in the dining room. I was in 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was a flight attendant for a while. And you know, they have this thing called crash pads. So she had a mattress and a box spring up in Roanoke, Virginia, right? That she never used because she was always flying or she would always be home with us.
Right.
So I looked up, my mom was like, yeah, I got a bed for you. So like I had a jump start, you know what I'm saying, on my so I think I was further along than a lot of people in my first apartment. But yeah, I had no appliances in that joint. Like I was like, yeah, I think I spent a lot of money when I first moved to my
definitely.
apartment,
When I moved to Savannah for school, I got to Savannah and I drove to Savannah with about 65 pairs of sneakers. I had a microwave that one of the ladies at church had gave me. I had my TV and my DVD player and all my Martin DVDs and all the other DVDs I had, and the air mattress, dog. Like that was it. I had clothes, shoes, air mattress, microwave, and a blanket, dog. That was it. And then, like I said, over time, my brother from church said, hey, dog, I got this, I got some furniture for you. He brought me like a couch and a love seat. So I got that and I was like, okay, cool. Then I eventually got a little table set and, you know, got little stuff for the bathroom. But then that's when you realize how much stuff really you need for an apartment. Like even just putting stuff in your bathroom, dog.
Like, so what was the thing? Like you had little toilet covers.
You gotta buy rugs and then you gotta buy washcloths, and it's like, dog, I was just gonna go
liner,
in here.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, the rod don't come in the bathroom.
No.
Like, no, you gotta buy all that. Like,
then you thinking you gotta wash and dryer? No, that ain't coming. You got to hook up for it if you lucky. You know, or use the apartment complex wash and dryer.
Or you can rent. You can basically have the apartment complex
and rent
supply you with one, and it will be in your rent every month. Them joints was horrible. They bring that little stackable joint. I remember I think my homeboy had one in his house.
You only get 2 pair of jeans and 3 shirts in there.
He had to hook it up to the sink in his kitchen. Like that was weird. Like I mean, it just So no, I was fortunate enough
the
that I could
struggle
go home.
Is real, dog.
Or I went to someone's home and washed my clothes. You know what I'm saying? So
when you go to your parents' house or grandparents or friends and family, like you going grocery shopping, dog, too. You taking everything you need. When I would go see my mom in the summer, like, I'm gonna need all of these things. But that's when you really realize, like, even like you said, when you had that 1-bedroom joint and you like, what I'm gonna eat for the day. Dang, I gotta figure out lunch and I gotta figure out breakfast and dinner too. And you didn't work your whole shift. And now you get off work like, I'm hungry. So now you gotta
Well,
decide, do I want to go out and spend money? But then you're like, dang, if I spend money, I still gotta get gas. And
man, I had
it's
a
a struggle, dog.
I had a sweet hookup. I had a Walmart literally walking distance from my
From your
my
apartment?
apartment. Like it
Oh,
was
you
literally
was yeah,
like,
you
I'm
was
saying, I stayed
blessed.
off a military highway. So people that know UVA apartments, very famous in Norfolk, there sits right behind Janum Shopping Center. So
Hmm.
literally what helped me is if I had to go grocery shopping, I could literally walk through a gate, walk a few yards,
You
and
right there.
Walmart's right there. This was during the lovely time where Walmart was open 24 hours,
Oh,
7 days a
good
week.
time. Not now.
So no, not now. So I can
You go there
literally,
2 o'clock in the morning. You know what? I need some bread. Let me go get
yeah,
some bread.
that's why I used to do all my grocery shopping, honestly, because that Walmart on
Go
Military
right
Highway
there.
was famous for, that's like Club Walmart. So
Yeah,
if
it was
I
a
would
spot.
go grocery shop late at night, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because nobody would be in there. So yeah, it was good times, bro. You know what I'm
The
saying? But
struggle was definitely real.
struggle
And
was
even
definitely real.
now, I would say a lot of things that people don't realize is just having to pay bills and responsibility sometimes can be a struggle because you are faced with a decision. Do I want to be a responsible adult and do what's right with this bread?
Or had these people call me.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you be like, I could really pay this in another week. Let me get a little extension. They will give me 2 weeks. Like you're really faced with the decision of, do I really want to be a responsible adult? Or do I want to go ahead and just live my life? You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And not
right.
even that. You got situations where you get in like student loans, or you have to, you have certain debts that, then went to collections, and you like, I got this bread. Do I want to pay something that, hey, I already got my use out of whatever the product
Yeah,
was?
they come
Do
get
I
it.
really
Hey,
do I really
hey,
want to pay that now? Like, hey,
you
I done
come
got
get
my
it.
use out of the product.
You come get this joker. Hey, what easy you sell straight out of content. Hey man, you can do what you want to. They done paid for it. Hey,
Say, hey, I don't care what you do.
you
You know
know,
what
okay,
I'm
what you
saying?
do, come get it.
And,
You know what
and,
I'm saying?
and for a lot of us, yo, when you get in those situations, like, hey, I didn't got what I needed out of the product or service you provided me. Like, I'm good. And sometimes, dog, we laughing about it, but dog, it's really a struggle sometimes of just doing the right thing in those situations. And I
Yeah.
know now the idea is being financially responsible and financially free, and what is it, wealth, we all about wealth and building generational wealth and things
Yep.
like that. But for a lot of us, if you're not in that mind state or position, you're not really thinking about that.
No, you
And-
trying to think to how you get to the next meal or how you gonna
right.
put gas in your car. So
Exactly. And for a lot of us, I don't know if you kind of feel the same thing, but a lot of times we see the idea now is you're not where you want to be financially or even in life because you're not working hard enough.
no,
You
that's
have
a
to
lie.
work, 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 go get it, go get it, go get it every minute of your time. And so when you see that or you hear this type of mindset and this being articulated to everyone, like the
No
reason
doubt.
why you ain't here because look, I'm out here
Listen,
getting it
I'm
24/7.
I'm
I'm
be
not.
honest with you, man.
I don't go to sleep.
I hate.
So what are your thoughts on the people like that are preaching that type of message? Like, I don't ever stop working. I ain't see even when I'm on vacation, I'm
No,
working.
bro.
Like,
Listen, here's the thing, right now. You do have to have a work ethic, right? But
right.
it's all about relationships, who you know, and the
Hmm.
people that are able to put you in these kind of positions, right?
Right.
Just because I don't spend every aching hour of the day of my life working, right? That doesn't
Yeah.
mean I'm not successful. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I'm
We
not
get it.
doing, you know what I'm saying? I hate that stuff where people like, you know what? You know why? You know why you ain't doing something with your life? Because you don't get up at 3:30 in the
Three
morning.
o'clock in the
You
morning.
know what I'm saying?
Got to get it.
You don't get up with you're not out in the jungle with all the animals. Like,
You sleep when you're dead.
I can I can do that same kind of thing within my regular
Oh,
working
right.
hours. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a hustle to it, man. But it doesn't happen for everybody, right? And you have to be okay with that. I think a lot of people feel like, okay, well, this person did it, so I can do it, or that
Hmm.
person did it, so I can do it, or they did it
Hmm.
this way, it's gonna work for me. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? God gives everyone their own journey, their own path, right? What your life is gonna be different from mine. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And my life is gonna be different from somebody else's. It's all about what you do with the time that you have. If you're productive and you're
Hmm.
passionate about what you do, success will come. But
Right. Right.
you don't necessarily have to be, man.
But
I get up at 2:30 in the morning. You know why? Because that's when excellence hour. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
what when everybody see I'm out working.
oh, come on, man. That's what the young folks say. That's you got cap in your
Cat,
raps. You know what I'm
cat,
saying? Like, come on,
cat.
man. Like, it's you got to have some sort of work ethic, man. But you don't necessarily work 24/7 around the
I
clock
just
to
think
be
that
successful, dog.
is when it comes to success, it's very subjective to the individual
Yeah,
because your level of success could be the fact that you got out of your neighborhood or your environment,
yeah.
being able to go to school, go to high school, graduate, get a
I
job
was about to
like
say some people's
legally,
level of
right?
success is just graduating high school, just
Right.
because.
Just being able to say, look, I have a high school diploma or I
Yeah,
have this college degree, like that to them is success. And I think we get into a world now or society where your success is not mine, but I am now condemning you or coming down on you because you don't have the same views that I have on success.
yeah. I
And
mean,
so
that's
it puts us in a situation where it's like you want everyone to have the same focus, which we all would think the same in that regard, which is
yeah.
not how it's supposed to
That's
be
not
or
how that
designed to
works,
be.
man. It's not how that works, bro. There's a reason why, and let's take an example: the Forbes millionaire billionaire list, right? There's a reason why there's not a top 300 billionaires in the world, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not a top 500 millionaires in the world. I mean, I know
Right.
there's a lot of millionaires, but
Hmm.
there's a reason why they have these lists or why people are able to obtain this type of level of success. And to a
Hmm.
person that doesn't move me either way. Like, I don't aspire to be a billionaire. That's not like, hey, Weeks, man, listen, bro,
Gotta
I'm
touch
not
a
going to stop
billion.
working until I hit a billion. Like, that's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to provide for my family. I'm comfortable. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm able to travel. I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do. I'm able to help my family, help friends, or
Right.
whatever situation is. I'm successful. I'm alive.
So
I'm
are
breathing.
we creating more struggles by pushing that type of mantra to people, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Because
Because
that's what it is now. If you're not making six figures or out there traveling or creating content or in real estate or investing, you ain't in it. You
uh,
ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So is that creating more struggles for us now?
absolutely, because now people are struggling to obtain the success,
Hmm.
living beyond their means to try to oppress the people around them because that's what they
Right.
think is okay. Like, it's okay if you're in real estate, it's okay that you're not flipping 5 and 6
$1 million
houses a month.
houses.
But if you're flipping one or two, that's
You're
successful.
doing
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
Right,
You're
right, right.
doing it. If you own a t-shirt company,
Yeah.
yeah, you may not have your product in the stores, but you're
Hmm.
you're getting the order each day. You're
Yeah.
delivering orders each week. That's success. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So having a podcast, having a show, you know what I'm saying? We may not be at 1 million subscribers, but we have people that listen. We have people that
Hmm.
tune in. I'm thankful. That's success because you can have somebody say, "What they talking about, man? I ain't trying to hear that trash." Like, it could
Hmm.
be nobody listening to us.
Right,
So
right.
you have to look at that and say, "Hey, man, what do I want to do? What I want to obtain, and then what do I need to do to get there?" You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
then you judge your success off of your own personal goals, not what somebody else set out for you. Because easily people are like, "Hey, man, Weeks, y'all should be on TV, right?" That's what you think success is. But my level of success is I get to get on the show,
All right.
talk to the people each and every week. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we have a great we deliver great content. So I
Right.
feel like our show is successful. But because I'm not on TV or we're not on the radio, somebody may say, "Oh, Herb, you ain't
Yes.
successful. You ain't made it big yet." Well, that's to you. But to me,
Making it
we, yeah,
big.
we on the way. So it's just like you said, man. Live within your means and don't worry about what anybody else think. Whatever makes you happy, that's your level of success. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
I
be an
mean,
actor. I don't want to
sounds
be
very
entertained.
easy, Irv. It sounds like what you're saying is very attainable and
It
very
is.
easy.
It is. But the problem is people don't want to hear that. They don't want to believe that. They are so consumed with everything around them
All right.
that they feel like, okay, cool. Well, if I ain't on a yacht, if I ain't in a club popping bottles like this person,
Right,
I'm
right.
not successful. If I don't go to work with a suit and tie on every day, I'm
No,
not
I get it.
successful. My business is not on the front page of the newspaper or online, or I'm not successful. No, you are
Because
successful.
everybody flossing now. So when you see
That's cap,
people at
man.
Snapshot, even if like you and I, we in essence are coworkers. We work together, right, within
Mhm.
this pod. But I don't see you every day. So even that, and we work. I don't see you every day. So
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and out of what you and your wife do and all the things like that. But when you see someone take a snapshot of their life in a picture form or just whatever they're talking about, hey, we went here, we did this, we went that, it's easy to take that and look at that snapshot of whatever happened in that moment and kind of project that to be the normal reality every day.
So
Same
this is
way
so
you
this
have
is
that
how I
situation.
know, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Right, this was another reality check for me about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Right, no, about 2 years ago. Me and the wife and the kids, we all had already planned to go to Disney. Right,
Hmm.
my youngest never been to Disney's, and I'm like, I haven't been to Disney World. I'm talking about like not Universal. I'm talking about like the
Disney.
Princess Castle. Like that's what I'm talking about. Right. So we go and we take a photo in front of the castle. Beautiful picture, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Family smiling, everybody just just lovely picture, right?
doing it big, boy.
So I posted it, and one of the comments was, uh, yeah, hey, he got on Yeezys. How he was able to get those? And I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the picture was meant for, hey,
What is
I'm enjoying
right,
my
right.
family because the things that
Having a
I've
good trip.
gone through. But that's what people. So I said, hey man,
So
I
people are more concerned about your Yeezys you had on
than the actual
than what
content
you
of the photo. Like, not hey, this is a beautiful black family celebrating
he said
life.
he said, where you get them Yeezys from? 'Cause them
How he
Jones
get
ain't
no,
even so
how you get those? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I said, you know what? I'm very selective about what I post because, people.
But and I hear you, right? But
That's
it should not be that because
that's
what
right.
it is intended for is social. It's for us to be able to see and bond for that one. So I think when we get into that point where we're starting to look at it and worrying about what people doing, it's not intended for that. And
No,
a lot of times we blame social media for a lot of our problems, but a lot of us it's just within you. This is just how you really feel. You
self-inflicted,
really
man.
have a problem with what people do or what you see, what they got. Oh, look at Urban them. They got a house. He think he better than everybody because he got a house.
That's
Well,
why I
Herb
don't.
never said that he was better. You just looked at your situation, realized that you weren't financially responsible to be able to make the same moves, or you just didn't want to do it, and now you can looking at me like I'm wrong for deciding what I want to do with my family. And I
Man, that's
think
why.
it's easy to point the finger and say, "Oh, it's because of like." So it's the same way how people say, "Well, like guns don't kill people." It's like people kill people. So it's like social media ain't bothering nobody. It's there as a platform.
It's
Now,
just
how
how
you
people view it.
use it, I just think it amplifies whoever you are. The same way if you're in a club and you start to drink a certain white or brown, it may bring out a different type of person
Yeah.
because that's who that person always was. You need a little more liquid courage to bring that out. So I think a lot of times we, as much as we want to blame social media, it's just really who that person is all along. So if someone is coming at you with the sideways shade and things like that, or why you always posting, people have different reasons. You heard me earlier say, look, I post up because I know my family wants to see certain things. So this is most times I post it for my family. But if someone else see it, oh well. But we
But
have to get out of the mindset that like it's a problem with whatever you doing. Like if I'm posting that I'm in Abu Dhabi or I'm going across to Aruba or I'm going to Jamaica or whatever, like it's okay for me to do that and not have to feel guilty about doing it or feeling like, oh, well, I'm trying to stun or whatever.
so
Who I am, that's who I am.
and it just
How it
goes
makes you
back.
feel has nothing to do with me.
It just goes back what you said as far as dealing with the struggle, man. Like for
It's a
me,
struggle.
I don't really post a lot, right? So a lot of people don't know, where I live at, what my house is like. They don't even know if I'm a homeowner or not. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or what I drive, whatever situation is. And the struggle growing up. Now, my parents worked their tail off. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And a lot of people think, okay, well,
He drives a minivan, just in case y'all wonder. But go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
I don't drive a
No, I'm just
minivan.
playing. Go
But
ahead.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
I'm just saying,
Hey, you saying something serious? Go.
I no, I grew up in a 3 bedroom townhouse, you know what I'm saying? And it mind you, it's six of us, right? So
Mhm.
you can
So the
imagine
struggle
three
was real.
bedrooms. My
Yeah.
parents had a room. I shared a room with my sister, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, all the way up until like in high school. And then my
Wow.
four brothers were in another room with two sets of bunk beds. So,
Mm.
like for me, growing up and say, okay, cool, I don't regret it, I don't regret how
Wow.
I grew up. However, for me to work and say, okay, cool, I know how I grew up, so I want my kids to be able to have a backyard or have this or have that. You know what I'm saying? So just a good feeling for me is like, my youngest daughter doesn't know what it feels like to be in an apartment. And that's
Right.
not a shot at anybody, but it's like,
No,
all
it's,
she all
you
she
don't got a
knows.
preference. It's just this is
No,
what
I'm
all
just
she's ever seen.
so, and that's a level of success for me. Like I feel like, hey, I've been able to provide a good life for my kids, my wife, the people around me.
Well,
You know what I'm
your
saying? But
your,
that's
your
just
kids have two parents, so
yeah.
that in itself can be
And that
something
just
as
goes
simple as
back
that.
to this, and I'm not saying I'm not calling it a struggle, but just going through.
It's a
Like I
struggle
said,
for those who
yeah,
didn't grow up with that. For a lot of us, including myself, you didn't have that two-parent household that you were fortunate enough to go into. And so now that you created that world for your children, you heard me talk about 90%, 90 to 95% of the people that I grew up without fathers. And now when I see them online and they're at their sons or daughters' basketball game or volleyball or cheerleading practice, or
yeah,
they posting a back to school photos and things like that, and they're making these great, wonderful memories. And I know who they are. I know that you were like myself that didn't grow up with that father figure. And
yeah,
here they are being awesome dads. So to me, it's like, wow, it's very challenging for a lot of men to have to heal themselves while also trying to create a world for these life that they have created in that sense, right?
yeah.
And this is, these are children that now I have to be responsible for, but I'm trying to also heal something within myself. So it is a struggle for a lot of us to have to not grow up with certain situations or certain circumstances, certain, things
Yeah.
financially, and still have to continue to live and be a great husband and a father. It is a struggle. So the struggle is real for a lot of things, but
Yeah.
when you can sit back and to your point, look and say, look, wow, I married, I was able to, have my children have one in one household. That's a huge thing, huge accomplishment. They able to grow up in a house. All the types of things like that are great. Sadly, we are made to feel guilty for things that we should be proud of.
Yeah.
So
So I just to
so
solve that,
now it's like, well, I ain't gonna share that because now like,
to
and
solve those issues, bro. I'm just
that
low
to
key.
me is the sadder part, is that we are in a world where things that we should be celebrating and be proud of, we feel like, oh, you feel guilty almost like, am I stunting on people? Am I, trying to, do whatever? But it's like, nah, I like, this is for me.
Yeah.
And we have to learn to like be okay with who we have to be for
I've just
ourselves.
look. I've just accepted the fact that hey, the people that are close to me, that they know how I'm living, they know what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I care about. So like for me, it's not saying it's rare, but I
Mhm.
personally really don't post anything like that anymore. Just for the simple fact, like I always say before, everybody's not happy for your success, right? Because of dealing with their own struggles. They don't understand like, oh well, he just got lucky. They don't understand the grind or what it took to get to a certain area. And before I
Mhm.
let you disrespect or discredit anything I've done to get to where I'm at,
I'm gonna let you know.
um, I'm just gonna be quiet. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know where I am. So if you are fortunate enough to that I've let you in that circle, you know what kind of moves I've done, things that I've made. If you've ever been to my home, my house, just know that you are special to me because everybody don't get that invite. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest because of the simple fact that people don't have the same level of
Goodwill
happiness.
for you and excitement that you
Yeah,
have.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
people gonna do what's best for them, man.
yeah,
And once you learn to accept that, and I mean, you'll be better off in life. But yeah, at the end of the day, we have to learn to get beyond and continue to get beyond these struggles, right? And
yeah,
y'all heard us joke earlier and talk about some of those struggles. But for those are real struggles for us growing up.
yeah, it
And
was.
even now as adults, we're definitely still struggling with those same things. But as I always say, if you are fortunate enough to still be here today, which means you have another opportunity to fix those things
Yep.
that may have been struggles and be able to appreciate the journey of where you are and where you've come from. So I'm gonna go ahead and let my man Irv go ahead and close us out. What are your closing remarks, sir? Give us
Man,
the benediction on
my,
this.
my closing remarks is going to be this, man. Whatever you're going through, whatever your struggles are, pray about it first, and just know that you're obviously going through it for a reason, right? There is a lesson and a blessing in every struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've learned. So no matter
Mhm.
how dark things may seem, no matter how you just feel like, man, I'm just drowning. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way to get out of any situation. You know what I mean? So, prayer cures a lot. Prayer fixes a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to be able to do the work. Nothing worth having is going to come easy, whether that be, marriage, your job, your friends, your family, your kids. Like, if it's worth something to you, you're going to work at it. You know what I'm saying? And then don't let your past, hinder your future. Okay. And we've all struggled. We've all gone through things, but if we sat there and just let that define who we are, then we would never
Mhm.
develop into the person that we are today. So I'm going to say this: hey, take your struggles, wear it for a few, and then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, be proud of, hey man, I made it. So when you look back and say, man, I remember those days when I was getting a notice where, oh, your lights getting ready to get turned off, or you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I remember
Real.
open up the refrigerator like, man, ain't nothing in here,
Nothing in
but I
there.
got
Yeah.
gas in the car, so I get to work, blah, blah, blah. I remember those days, and that doesn't define who I am now. It just helped mold me and shape me to the man that I've become. So
Yeah.
take your struggles and use that for motivation to, be a better person. You know what I'm saying? And don't hate on nobody. You feel me? That's all. Man, stop the hate. You know what I mean?
Stop being haters.
Just love it and love people, man. Just stop the hate, brother. That's
No,
it.
man. We definitely have to. Yeah, man. We definitely have to learn to understand that sometimes struggle is a part of your journey, and you never know where this struggle is going to take you, or what comes out of this, or sometimes you might have to feel like you got to go through some things, but it's only preparing you for where your
Yeah.
next journey, your next road, or next success is going to push you. So understand, like, you won't always feel the way you feel right now. I think the my good church folks would say, "Hey, we've been made endure through the night, but joy comes in the morning." So,
Hey,
you
Deacon
know,
Weeks is on it again. Let's go.
and it's a reality situation. I am not just talking about this, but I've seen it within myself where you just have moments where you can't even figure out, like, man, I don't know which way is up. Like, I just feel like everything is against me. Everything I do, I'm not in the situation I want to be. Hold on, man, and know that my mother had used to always have this saying that things are never what they appear to be. While you may feel like, man, everything is against me, and I like my life is crashing, my life had to be over. It's never what it appears to be, and there's definitely, as Erd said, a story and a blessing in that if you see it through and push through. But yeah, if you need to talk to somebody about it, or just sometimes you just need to vent about it just to get it off your chest,
It's better
and
than
you
look,
feel so
better out
much
the end,
better.
bro.
Yeah, you feel so much better when you like, all right, I got it off me. I feel better and you okay. And like you said, if you're fortunate enough to have that significant other or that partner to be able to be that sounding board to say, look, I'm a little weak right now. I need you to be strong in this situation.
Yep.
You utilize that, man, and learn to appreciate all the things, because as we have each shared, there have been moments for everyone, including us, that we felt like, man, I feel like I'm not gonna make it to the next day.
Yep.
I don't know how I'm gonna make this happen or how this is gonna happen, and God always shows up in the end. So sometimes you got to see it through, and know that, man, things won't always be the way they are now and how you feel. So hey,
Yep.
the struggle is real for right now, but definitely it's definitely gonna get better, man.
Look, no fear, just faith. That'll get you through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So there
yeah.
it is.
There it is, man. Yeah, shout out to the struggle is being real. So before we close out, y'all know we got to get to my favorite part of the show. To
Question. I'm gonna
tell
tell
us
you why
why
I'm mad. You
you
know what I'm saying?
mad.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. I'm gonna tell you why.
What we
So
got today, Weeks?
this may touch a nerve, because Irv is he's a habitual offender of what I'm going to talk about. That kind of
Oh
got
yeah.
me a little tight now. This
Okay,
this
let's
is
let's talk
definitely
about it.
this is definitely Irv.
Let's talk about
Irv
it.
is included in this, so he's not
Talk
an
about it.
exception to the rule. But sometimes when you text your friends or you talking to your friends or family members, you might say, "Hey man, I'm doing this, this, and this." And two things that really like, stop lying. When you text, have you ever text somebody or call somebody? They're like, man, I was just about to call you or text you, or stop reading my mind. I'm like, dog, I ain't talking to you in 2 years. What are you talking about?
I'm not guilty of that. You
None
know
of
what I'm
that.
saying?
None of that. That's
Not
not you.
guilty of that.
That's
So
not you.
let's put that disclaimer out.
But I've had a family member hit me up like, dog, I was just about to hit you. I've talked to you for all 2023. You're lying, dog. Stop it. So you don't have to, as they say, you ain't got a lot to kick it. We family, we friends. You don't got to do that. You don't have to say that. What Irv does and what a lot of people do, this is like, oh my gosh. You ever say you gonna do something like, dog, man, I just went, man, me and the wife, we just came from skating, man. We was about to go skating. You was like, dog, man, we was just, man, let me know next time you go skating. I'm gonna go. You know, you don't even know how to skate, dog. Stop saying
that's first of all, that's another thing that's false. So let me go put this disclaimer out. Like,
let me finish. Herb, no matter what you say that you just did, Herb, like, yeah, next time you go skydiving, let me know. I got you. Knowing he has no intentions to go skydiving with you.
Not skydiving.
He's making conversation.
No, it depends on what it is. If it's on my side of town, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I can say, I'm about to go to lacrosse practice. He'd be like, no, next time you go to lacrosse, let me know.
You know what I'm saying? Let me know. So here's the thing, people. If it's on my side of town, okay, and I don't have anything planned, 9 times out of 10, I will pull up. Now, if it's a little further.
They're just making conversation. I'm telling you, don't.
No, it's not.
Take them for their word.
See, one thing about Weeks, he lives in the past. Okay, we've established that everything that I've said I was going to do.
So you admit that you were an offender of this? Not anymore, though. Right?
Maybe, but that's the problem with people. We live in the past. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Ever since we said, hey, when I said, when you said your Weeks, you supposed to, you supposed to cook. Yeah, I got you, dog.
I'm just saying. You have been an offender. Okay, maybe. Okay, I'll give you that. you two for two on the things.
No, a lot of stuff.
Irv used to be definitely, no matter what you say. Oh yeah, next time you go to feed the horses, dog, let me know. I'm no, you're not.
But I would always
like animals.
I would always preface, if I'm not doing nothing, I'll pull up. So therefore, clearly, I must have been doing something.
Don't get bamboozled by these people that just try to make conversation. They don't really mean it. Don't reach out to these people. Hey, I'm telling you now. My telling why you mad is for your friends and family members that tell you, dog, next time you let me know. They don't really mean it. They just are trying to build a nice conversation.
It's in the past, okay? We're moving forward. I can't speak to how I was a couple years ago because I'm not the same man I was a couple years ago. I wasn't the same man that I was.
You about to go canoeing, dog? Oh yeah. Next time you go to the canoe, dog, let me know. I go kayak. No, you're not.
I've been official. Everything that we've said, stated since this year has started. Everything I said I was going to do, I have done and pulled up. So yes, I'm good.
My telling why you mad. Hey, don't be somebody who's just making conversation. It's okay to just have a normal conversation. You don't have to interject and pretend like you're going to engage in these activities or things that they're doing when you have no intentions, and it's okay. Okay, so if you have no intentions, just keep it to yourself.
That's not all the way true. I can't wait till my telling why you mad next week plays because I got something for you.
Hey, shout out to all my people that have been offended by their friends and family members that have told them that they were going to participate in certain activities and never fell through or never came through on their promises. But hey, it's okay. Because as Ern said, sometimes it's in the past. You got to learn to let them show you that they are different now.
You got to learn to move forward, man.
Shout out, man. Shout out to all those people, man. We definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. And remember, the struggle used to be real. It's not real anymore. The struggle is real, but hey, it's going to get better. So keep your head up, keep things moving. And please, kinfolk, always remember, when I talk, you talk, we talk, that's that free talk right here in the People's Podcast.
Peace.
Catch y'all next week. Peace.